They once told me that some things are impossible. They told me that life has limits, that dreams have borders, that circumstances decide your destiny. But today I stand here to remind you of one powerful truth. Your brain is not fixed, it is trainable. And in 2026, learning English is not about perfection. It is about progress with purpose. Many of you feel shy when you speak English. You think people will judge you. You think your accent is wrong. You think your grammar makes you less intelligent. Let me tell you something with love and honesty. Language is not a measure of your worth. Your worth is already complete. English is simply a tool, and tools are meant to be learned, not feared. Your brain is like soil. Whatever you plant with consistency will grow. If you keep planting fear, hesitation, and self-doubt, that is what you will harvest. But if you plant practice, patience, and courage, your brain will slowly, silently transform. Science tells us that the brain creates new connections every time you repeat a skill. Every new word you learn, every sentence you try to speak, even when it's broken, you are literally rewiring your brain. Do not wait to speak perfect English before you speak. Speak to learn, not to impress. Babies don't wait to be fluent before they talk. They fall, they repeat, they make sounds that make no sense. And one day, they speak effortlessly. You are no different. The only difference is that adults carry fear, and fear is heavier than failure. In 2026, English is not just a language, it is access, it is education, it is opportunity. It is the ability to share your story with the world. But remember this, English does not make you powerful. Your thoughts do. English only gives your thoughts wings. Train your brain daily. Read a little, listen a little, speak a little. 10 minutes every day is more powerful than 2 hours once a month. Consistency is kindness to your brain. Celebrate small wins. A new word, a clear sentence, a confident attempt. These small steps build unstoppable confidence. And please, be gentle with yourself. You are learning, not failing. You are growing, not lagging behind. Your accent is not a weakness. It is proof that you speak more than one language. Your mistakes are not embarrassing. They are evidence that you are brave enough to try. One day, you will speak English with confidence. But more importantly, one day you will realize that you were always enough. Even while learning, train your brain, yes, but also train your heart to believe in yourself. Because when your belief is strong, no language can silence you. They made you believe that because you hesitate in English, you are less intelligent, less capable, less worthy of being heard. And slowly you accepted that lie without questioning it. But let me stop you right here and speak to you with honesty and strength. Your language does not define your intelligence. Your courage to learn does. Intelligence is not measured by how fluent your English sounds. Intelligence is measured by how willing you are to grow, how curious you are to learn, how brave you are to step into discomfort and still move forward. There are millions of intelligent minds in this world who think in different languages, dream in different words, and solve problems in silence before they ever speak. And none of the intelligence disappears just because English feels hard today. You need to understand this deeply. English is not your brain. English is not your potential. English is a skill. And skills are learned, trained, practiced, improved. If intelligence depended on language, then a child who hasn't learned to speak yet would be unintelligent. And we know that's not true. You were intelligent before English entered your life, and you will remain intelligent while learning it. The only difference between someone fluent and someone struggling is not intelligence. It is exposure, environment, and persistence. Every time you stop yourself from speaking because you're afraid of sounding foolish, you are not protecting your intelligence. You are hiding it. Fear does not mean you are weak. It means you care, but courage is choosing to speak anyway. Courage is opening your mouth even when your voice shakes, even when your grammar isn't perfect, even when your accent shows your roots proudly. That moment when your heart races and you still try, that is intelligence in action. Because growth always requires risk. Stop labeling yourself as bad at English. Words are powerful, and when you speak that label over yourself, your brain listens. Instead, tell yourself, I am learning. Tell yourself, I am improving. Tell yourself, every attempt makes me stronger. Your brain believes repetition, not criticism. When you replace self-judgment with self-respect, learning becomes faster and lighter. Remember, the world is full of people who speak perfect English but have nothing meaningful to say. And it is also full of people who struggle with English but carry wisdom, creativity, and brilliance that can change lives. Do not let the language barrier silence your ideas. Do not confuse fluency with intelligence. Fluency is practice. Intelligence is perspective. You are not behind. You are not slow. You are not incapable. You are simply in the process. And the fact that you want to learn, the fact that you are trying despite fear, despite embarrassment, despite past failures, that alone proves how powerful your mind already is. Keep showing up. Keep trying. Keep speaking. Let your courage speak louder than your mistakes. And let your effort be evidence of your intelligence. You need to stop treating English like a badge of status, like something only smart people or elite people are allowed to wear. Because the moment you put English on a pedestal, you push yourself into the shadows, and that mindset is the very thing keeping you stuck. English is not proof of superiority. It is not a measure of class. It is not a symbol of intelligence. It is a skill. And skills are built by ordinary people who decide to show up every day. No one is born fluent. No one downloads a language at birth. Everyone who speaks English confidently today once struggled with the same confusion, the same fear, the same broken sentences you are facing right now. Your brain does not care about status, it cares about repetition. It does not care about accents, it cares about patterns. When you listen, read, speak, and repeat, your brain slowly adjusts, connects, adapts, and improves. That is how learning works, not through confidence first, but through practice first. Waiting to feel good enough before you start is like waiting to be strong before going to the gym. Strength comes after training, not before it. You must remove English from the category of ego and place it into the category of discipline. Discipline is neutral. Discipline is learnable. Discipline does not judge you. When you sit with a few new words every day, when you repeat a sentence out loud even if it sounds awkward, when you listen carefully, even if you don't understand everything, you are training your brain the same way athletes train muscles. Slowly, quietly, consistently. Do not compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Some people grew up hearing English every day. Some studied in English schools. Some had access you did not. And none of that makes them better than you. It only makes their exposure different. Comparison kills motivation, but understanding builds patience. Your journey is not delayed. It is designed for you. You will feel uncomfortable. And that discomfort is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of growth. When your brain struggles to find words, when you pause, when you forget, your brain is working, stretching, building new connections. That struggle is productive. Avoiding it keeps you stuck. Facing it makes you fluent. Stop saying English is not for me. Start saying English is learnable. Stop saying I am weak in English. Start saying I am training my brain. Language responds to respect, not pressure. Be firm with your routine but gentle with yourself. Remember this clearly. English does not make you important, but it can help you express the importance that already exists within you. Your thoughts matter even before they are perfectly formed in English. Your ideas are valuable even while you are learning to translate them. Speak imperfectly. Learn loudly. Practice without apology. Treat English like a tool you sharpen daily, not a throne you are unworthy to sit on. And when you shift your mindset from status to skill, your progress will stop feeling impossible and start feeling inevitable. Fear of mistake is the invisible wall standing between you and fluency. And the hardest part is that this wall lives inside your own mind. You don't stay silent because you don't know English. You stay silent because you are afraid of being wrong, afraid of being laughed at, afraid of being judged, afraid of confirming the false belief that you are not good enough. But let me tell you something you need to hear clearly. Mistakes are not the problem. Avoiding them is. Every time you refuse to speak because you might make a mistake, you are choosing comfort over growth, and comfort never teaches you anything new. Mistakes are not signs of failure, they are signs of learning in motion. Your brain does not learn from perfection, it learns from correction. When you say a sentence wrong and someone corrects you, your brain lights up, records the difference, and stores the right version. That moment of embarrassment you fear so much is actually the moment learning becomes permanent. If you never make mistakes, your brain has nothing to fix, nothing to adjust, nothing to improve. Think about this honestly. How did you learn your first language? You mispronounced words. You mixed sentences. You said things that made no sense. And no one called you stupid because learning was expected. Somewhere along the way, you decided that as an adult, you must be perfect before you speak. And that belief has been costing you progress every single day. Fluency does not come from silence. It comes from messy, uncomfortable attempts. Stop treating mistakes like humiliation and start treating them like feedback. Feedback is information, not judgment. When someone corrects you, they are not attacking you, they are giving your brain a gift. The people who improve fastest are not the smartest ones. They are the ones who fail openly and adjust quickly. Confidence is not the absence of mistakes. Confidence is the willingness to continue despite them. You need to train yourself to respond differently when you mess up. Instead of shrinking, smile. Instead of apologizing excessively, repeat the correct sentence. Instead of replaying the mistake in your head all day, move on to the next attempt. One mistake does not define your ability, but quitting does. Slow it down. The truth is, people are far less focused on your mistakes than you think. Everyone is busy worrying about their own flaws, and even if someone laughs, that laughter says more about their insecurity than your intelligence. Do not let temporary discomfort steal permanent growth. Speak even when your voice shakes. Speak even when your grammar isn't ready. Speak even when your accent exposes your effort. Every brave attempt weakens fear and strengthens confidence. Fear survives on silence, but it collapses when you act. You don't become fluent by waiting for fear to disappear. Fear disappears because you keep peaking. And one day, without realizing when it happened, the thing that once terrified you will feel natural, familiar, effortless. Because you chose progress over pride and courage over comfort. Most people are waiting for talent to save them, waiting for confidence to appear, waiting for the perfect moment. When learning feels easy, but fluency never comes to those who wait. It comes to those who repeat. Consistency is not glamorous. It is quiet, it is boring, it is showing up on days when motivation is low, and progress feels invisible. Yet consistency is the most powerful force you can use to train your brain. Talent may give someone a faster start, but consistency always wins the long race. Your brain is not impressed by intensity. It is shaped by frequency. Studying English for 5 hours once a week feels productive, but 10 minutes every day changes your brain faster. Every small, repeated action sends a signal to your brain that the skill matters. Slowly, neural pathways strengthen. Words come faster. Understanding becomes automatic. This is not magic, this is neuroscience. Repetition removes effort. What feels difficult today becomes natural tomorrow, not because you are gifted, but because you stayed consistent. You must stop underestimating small action. Reading one paragraph daily, listening to one short audio, speaking one sentence out loud. These tiny habits compound. Miss one day and nothing is lost. Quit completely and everything is. Consistency does not mean perfection. It means return. It means starting again without drama when you fall off track. Discipline is forgiving yourself quickly and continuing anyway. Talent is unpredictable. It depends on mood, environment, and confidence. Consistency is reliable. It does not care how you feel. It only asks that you show up. And when you show up repeatedly, confidence follows you, not the other way around. People who look naturally fluent are often just people who practiced when no one was watching. Stop comparing your pace to others. Learning is not a competition. Someone else's speed does not delay your progress. The only comparison that matters is who you were yesterday. Did you listen a little more? Did you speak a little braver? Did you try again? That is growth. There will be days when you feel stuck, when nothing seems to improve. And those days are dangerous because they tempt you to quit. But plateaus are part of the process. The brain often improves silently before showing results. Just because you cannot see progress does not mean it is not happening. Trust the work you are putting in. Make learning English part of your identity, not a temporary project. When something becomes part of who you are, you no longer depend on motivation. You do it because it is normal. 5 minutes every day beats one burst of motivation once a month. If you keep showing up, Even imperfectly, even slowly, your brain will change. One day you will speak and realize the words came without effort. The fear is quieter, the pause is shorter, and the confidence stronger, not because you were talented, but because you were consistent. English is not just about word and grammar. It is about unlocking doors you did not even know were closed. When you learn English, you are not betraying your identity, you are expanding it. You are giving yourself the ability to walk into rooms with confidence, to sit at tables where knowledge is shared globally, and to connect with minds beyond borders. Confidence does not suddenly appear because you know English. Confidence grows because you are no longer afraid of being excluded. Education today speaks many languages, but English often acts as the common bridge. Research papers, online courses, global discussions, and professional opportunities are shared through it. When you train yourself in English, you are not chasing validation, you are choosing access. Access to information, access to ideas, access to conversations that can change the way you think and the direction of your life. Knowledge should never be locked behind fear, and English helps you unlock it. Connection is a human need. When you understand English, you can listen to stories from people across cultures, share your own experiences, and realize how much you have in common with the world. This connection builds empathy and self-belief. The moment you realize you can communicate with someone from a completely different background, something inside you strengthens. You stop feeling small. You stop feeling invisible. But remember this carefully. English does not replace your voice, it carries it. Your thoughts, your values, your culture remain yours. English simply gives them a wider audience. Do not wait until you feel perfect to speak. Speak to participate. Speak to learn. Speak to connect. Every conversation builds confidence, even if it's imperfect. There will be moments when you feel tired, when learning feels heavy, when progress feels slow. In those moments, remind yourself why you started. You are not learning English to impress anyone. You are learning it to empower yourself. Confidence comes from knowing you can handle situations, not from being flawless. Each time you understand a new concept, express an idea, or ask a question in English, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Global connection does not mean losing yourself. It means bringing your story into the global conversation. The world does not need you to sound like someone else. It needs you to show up as yourself. Your accent tells a story of resilience and effort. Wear it with pride. Education becomes meaningful when it leads to confidence, and confidence grows when you feel included. English is one of the bridges that helps you cross from silence to participation, from hesitation to expression, from isolation to connection. Walk that bridge with patience, courage, and belief in your own worth. Your voice does not become valuable the day your English becomes perfect. Your voice is already valuable right now, even with pauses, even with mistakes, even with an accent that reveals your journey. Too many people stay silent because they are waiting for permission they do not need. They wait to be fluent before they speak. They wait to be confident before they try, and in that waiting, their ideas remain unheard. The world does not benefit from your silence, and you do not grow inside it. You must stop treating yourself like a student who is not allowed to speak until mastery arrives. Learning happens in expression, not isolation. Every time you share a thought, ask a question, or explain an idea in English, you are not interrupting, you are participating. Participation is not arrogance, it is courage. Silence does not make you humble, it makes you invisible. There will be moments when you struggle to find words, when sentences break in the middle, when your mind moves faster than your language. Do not panic in those moments. Pause, breathe, continue. Communication is not about perfection. It is about intention. People understand effort. They respond to honesty. They respect those who try. Your voice carries your experiences, your struggles, your wisdom. None of that disappears because English is your second or third language. In fact, your perspective becomes richer because you see the world through more than one lens. Do not underestimate the power of that. Many fluent speakers have never had to fight to be understood. You have, and that fight builds depth. Speak even when you feel unready. Confidence is built after action, not before it. The first time will feel uncomfortable. The second time slightly easier. The 10th time natural. Growth happens gradually, not suddenly. If you wait for the fear to leave, you will wait forever. Fear leaves when you move. Stop apologizing for your English. Apologies shrink your presence. Replace them with patience. If you make a mistake, correct it and move on. If someone does not understand, explain again. That is communication, not failure. Remember, every strong speaker you admire once spoke poorly. They just kept going. They believed their message mattered more than their mistakes. And so should you. Your ideas deserve space. Your questions deserve answers. Your voice deserves to be heard, not someday, but now, while you are learning, while you are growing, while you are becoming braver with every attempt.